Hey everyone, it's March 20th, and that means that if today is your birthday, you share it with Andre Crawford, a serial killer who targeted prostitutes and drug addicts in the Chicago area, killing 11 women in the 1990s, and that is him right up there. After his birth in 1962, Crawford was left to fend for himself as an infant, being placed in foster care when authorities found him living in squalor on his own as a small child. According to Crawford, his foster parents beat him and he was sexually abused as a child, and as a teen he ran away and sought out his birth mother's family. He claimed that they unfortunately weren't any better, sexually abusing him and forcing him into prostitution. His sister, foster parents, and relatives all deny these claims, but it's safe to say that he didn't have an ideal childhood. We do know that he became an addict as a teenager and dropped out of school at 17. Crawford joined the Army and later the Navy, but maintained his drug habit and was ultimately dishonorably discharged. He became a transient, crashing in vacant buildings in Chicago. After several brushes with the law, including one for felony theft in 1993, Crawford's crimes became even worse, with his first murder occurring later that year. His MO was to entice a prostitute or drug addict to a vacant building to trade sex for drugs, but instead Crawford would strangle or stab them to death and have sex with them as they lay dying, and in some cases went so far as to leave, then return and commit necrophilia. As his killings started to mount, the police held community meetings to discuss their hunt for the killer, and Crawford would often attend to see what had been discovered so far. He even participated in a program where men escorted children to school as a means of keeping them safe. Crawford was frequently arrested on drug and theft charges and even spent a year behind bars starting in 1995 while awaiting trial for assault, but ultimately charges were dropped and he was released. In 1999, he was convicted of drug possession and was given a suspended sentence, but a blood sample was taken during the investigation. Witnesses claimed to have seen him with a recent murder victim, and in January of 2000, DNA tests on Crawford's blood tied him to 8 murders and he was brought in for questioning. He confessed to those 8 and 3 additional murders that previously were thought to be unrelated. One of those murders had already been attributed to another Chicago serial killer, Hubert Geralds. Check back on November 13th for more about him. Geralds was exonerated of that crime, but remains behind bars for 5 other murders. Due to numerous court delays, Crawford was held in Cook County Jail for nearly 10 years awaiting trial, which finally commenced in 2009. He was convicted of 11 counts of murder and sentenced to life in prison. Crawford died of liver cancer in 2017 while behind bars. If this was your birthday, I hope you had a great day. If you know somebody whose birthday it is today, send them this video so they can find out all about their birthday twin. And to Andre Crawford, I have to say, happy birthday, you bastard.